Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Visitor Parking Podcast. I'm Alex Vargas, I'm your host. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, someone near and dear to my heart, someone oh so beautiful. She is a model. She's amazingly hot and spicy and sexy. And she's also a mother. And she's a mother of a beautiful, beautiful, chubby little child named Sienna. And today we are celebrating the aftermath of a 2-year-old's birthday party, one that she had out of her womb about 2 years ago on the day. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my wife, the guest of honor, Caitlin.
What's up?
This is the first time we've actually had guests, as you're aware, Caitlin, and the first guest was you. And what did you do the first episode? What did you do?
I told you I wasn't doing it anymore.
She did. She said, I'm not doing it anymore. She gets the mic down. She walks off the podcast. And that's how the first one went. So cheers, babe. It's good to have you back. Drinking a little Celsius here. But yeah, we had a great birthday party yesterday. Our little baby turned 2 years old, and before we get started, I do want to talk to you a little bit about your life, just so the viewers know you. For somebody other than my wife, what the H is going on with this headset? See, this is what I do. I diddle here. Okay, we're gonna edit that out. Don't worry, we'll edit this out.
I don't know, why do you care? Why can't you just let it hang there?
I can let it just touching my elbow. Touching me. All right, so for the viewers, what's your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, okay. Have you changed your last name yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so we've got to change that last name because
Hey, I just got our marriage license now, so I
Yeah.
can do it now, but it's like I have to change everything.
yeah, but we definitely got to get that name changed for sure. So Caitlin,
Yes, Alex.
so Katie Lynn, where are you from?
I am from Waterford, Virginia.
Wow, all the way over in Waterford. What is Waterford?
The town. The town in Northern Virginia.
All right, this is weird, man. This is strange. I don't know how to do a podcast with anybody else. I've been doing it with my inner monologue for so long.
I know, and your little personalities that you create.
Yeah, so having a real human is not super chill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared. You're making me nervous. What's your zodiac sign?
I don't know. Well, actually, no. What am I? I'm a Cancer. I don't know what that means. Or
Yeah.
anything else about it.
Okay, these are just for people who may care. What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. Oh God, you're just gonna jump into that right now.
Yeah.
God, you're not gonna like warm me up and then like
Nope.
slowly get there.
No lube.
Damn, I don't know.
Just raw. Just the
I'd
way
have
everyone
to-
likes it.
I'd have to really think about that.
Would
That's
you
like
really?
really personal.
Do you have
Yeah.
a fear of yours? Just a common one?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about
I
it?
don't want to talk
Damn,
about
this
it.
is a prime example of what would happen on the podcast if I just dry rub somebody into their deepest fear.
Like you have to like warm them up.
Yeah, this is why this
like,
one's going.
ease into
This is why
it.
this one's going on
Jesus.
season 1 as the practice interview. What's your favorite style of eggs?
That would have to be scrambled.
Scrambled eggs. I mean, you can't
It's
go
pretty
wrong.
easy. Can't go wrong with it. You really can't mess it up unless you burn the shit out of them, or you make it so then they're so gooey and runny, and then it's absolutely disgusting.
That's pretty gross. I'm getting performance anxiety.
Maybe it's
That
okay.
never happens to me. Doesn't. Why are you looking at me? It never happened.
Never,
Ne-
ever.
Never ever. Unless it's in the bathroom sometimes at a public restaurant, which is a typical
Maybe.
thing of
Very
yours.
nervous.
So why did you want to have kids?
Because I love babies.
Why do you love babies? Did you have siblings or something?
I did. I have 4 older siblings.
4 older siblings?
Yes.
Jeez, do you know their names?
No.
What are their names? John, Smith.
My siblings?
Yeah, I know your siblings' names.
He's stupid.
Are you fucking stupid?
It's Sean.
Okay.
Then there's Dominic, and then Tarsi and Therese.
Okay, so we've got Sean, Dominic, Tarsi, Tarsiceros, I believe.
Tarsicius.
Tarsicius, named after saints. I understand it.
Yes.
These are the great saints of Catholicism here.
Yes, they are.
So you grew up Catholic. I'm taking it by the siblings' names.
I did.
Should we do this interview style or should we just talk? Do you want to be interviewed?
Whatever you want, baby. It's your podcast.
I guess this is what
You can start it off. You can always start it off interviewing, or and then go into conversating, or go conversations and then go into interview. I think it also varies on the person.
I think this makes me realize that damn, okay, now we got to talk.
It's gotta have structure.
Yeah, but you and I have to talk.
Yeah.
For did I want to talk to you for an hour?
You don't have to talk to me talking to you. Usually you're the one that doesn't want to talk to me.
You love yapping.
I do.
Can I make you cry right now?
Please don't.
Is it easy to make you cry?
Recently.
Who's the crier in our relationship? Tell everybody.
Definitely you.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I mean, definitely you.
I'm hands down definitely the bigger crier.
Yes. I'm a little emotionally stunted though.
You are a little emotionally stunted. Why is that?
I don't know.
I think this is important to see that we can't just. This is just the how to give to a podcast episode because I can't just be like, so what's your deepest
Yeah, you can't just immediately jump in there.
Dude, that's like an art then what they do in podcasting.
But they also though, I think when they have people on, they send them prior.
Yeah.
Don't they have to send them the interview questions prior? So then it's they are prepared and they have the answers to the questions.
I mean, I feel like that's definitely we're assuming that, but I don't know how it would be.
I think a lot of interviews are all scripted.
Are they? Well, I mean, yeah, they have questions, right?
Podcasts, aren't they?
I'm just thinking, I guess the ones that I watch, the Theo Von and Shaq and Bert Kreischer and Kreischer, whatever his name is, those are all pretty, they're just talking. Yes, there's the structure that they find, but I feel like they don't go into it saying what they're going to talk about. But also, I think all the podcasts.
I think it varies also, though. I
True.
think some do and some don't, probably.
Yeah, all the podcasts you see out there, I feel like it's you already know who's on it, so it's you want to know about the people, But a lot of the way those comedian ones got started, it wasn't so much. I felt like it wasn't so much interview styles. It was they knew each other and they just shared funny shit about that kind of thing. Which I think this probably would work better if we were drinking a bit.
Probably.
Drinking a little bit.
But then also, that's how you hurt my feelings, and I stopped talking to you and I left.
Yeah, that did be true. And I want the nighttime free tonight.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. Yeah, that's this was a lot, dude. As fun as a 2-year-old's party was, I feel like it was it felt like we were planning for a wedding almost.
It's just anything like that, though. It's there's a lot of planning that goes into it that you don't necessarily think about until it's here, and then it's oh damn, gotta get this, gotta clean the house, gotta get the decorations up, gotta wrap the presents, get the food, the snacks out, the cake,
Mm-hmm.
where are the kids all gonna play? We got a bounce house, so then it's that whole thing.
Oh, that was the best
and
part.
And then it's well, you're having people over, so it's little projects that you gotta finish up and do, get the house looking nice, outside, inside.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it, behind the scenes.
A lot of cleaning.
Besides for just getting decorations and all of that stuff, it's getting your house ready to host people, kind of thing.
How often do you think we clean the house a day?
Oh gosh, so many times.
How many times?
I mean, we really only vacuum every other day or something around that. But tidying up, picking up all the toys, it's multiple times a day. It's at least when I'm home with Sienna, it's 3 times a day, if not more.
I think it's more. I think it's probably I think if we're talking about micro cleaning, we're talking about like picking up the table of food and the trash and like the
Yeah.
clothes, like probably like
But
15 to 20 times a day
oh
you're
yeah, well
cleaning.
if it's just like if it's everybody, because then it's everybody. But if it's just like the kids' toys or their area, it's like at least like 3 times. Because I'll pick up like first thing in the morning, and then after Sienna, like either before lunch or after Sienna goes down for a nap, and then it's like again like when they go down for bed, and that's just toys. But that's not even talking about like, oh, you're cleaning up like the animals mess, or your mess, or the food mess, or laundry, or decluttering, or like doing chores around the house. Like it's all day long. Like
Also, I feel like you and Trez were talking about that we need to make it more like, just like daily life stuff.
yeah,
But I
like
feel like nobody wants to hear it. Who would want
that's
to
really
listen?
only the stuff I like to listen to.
Yeah.
Like as much as I like comedy and like funny stuff, I like hearing like day to day life, like the little things, like little funny things that the kids say or do, or like stories about like the person that's
All right, let's share your favorite Sienna story from yesterday. I'll do mine. Or like a couple. Let's go. We can go. Yeah, I feel like we can go back and forth on Sienna a little bit.
I think definitely like yesterday it was like when the bounce house first got blown up,
Hmm.
and then we went out there and we're jumping on it with her. Like that was really fun and cute.
Yeah, when it was just us.
Yeah. Seen
Oh
that.
yeah, yesterday somebody beat the shit out of somebody. Um, that's just having siblings
That's
though.
how, yeah, and boys. Like,
Yeah, it just sounds like a real sibling crisis. I just heard Wayne was like, that one kid beat the shit out of the other one, and I
He
was like,
didn't beat the shit out of him, but it was like something happened. They were playing on the moon bounce. Somebody got hurt, like got hit or something in the head, in the face. And then that one obviously got mad at his siblings. So then, like, went down the slide,
that's too
like,
funny.
went to go, like, hit or grab him or something right as, like, his mom stepped in.
Those boys are rough too. Like I've seen them like,
They're so close to age. Like, how can you
yeah,
not? They're a little rough.
they just
boys.
get like steam starts coming out of their ears, and then one just beats the shit out of the other one. It happens like in a 2 second span. It's just like nobody can stop it. But then
It's
yeah.
like you're watching it trying not to laugh because you're like, this,
Yeah.
like, discipline them. Like the parents are stepping in, but it's just like watching it as like the aunt. I'm like, oh gosh, I just want to bust out laughing. Cause like I
Yeah.
remember like growing up with siblings, you get so mad
Mhm.
and and it's like,
I'm just gonna
calm,
beat the shit out
calm.
of you.
But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Dude, you fell asleep last night. That guy was beating the shit out of the other guy. The Patty Bimblett fight in UFC.
Yeah.
Did you wake up for any of it?
No.
Yeah, the Patty the Batty guy, the British guy with this like bowl cut. I don't know if he's Welsh or whatever, but he's really good. I think he's gonna be like the best. I think he's gonna win. I thought about fighting a couple different times, getting into UFC.
I don't know. I feel like you just get so fucked up.
Yeah, you just become like a potato,
Yeah.
like
Like
brain
it's just a
dead.
little, yeah,
It's a lot of head trauma, but
a lot.
do you think you could do it?
No, absolutely
You could beat the shit out of somebody though.
not. No, I could not.
Okay, have you ever been in a girl fight or like a fight with somebody, or have you ever like punched your sibling? Like,
I
have
mean,
you ever
like,
have you ever been in
Trez and I
a
used
have
to
you ever
get
been in a
in,
fight
like-
where you punch somebody in the face?
No,
You've never been in a fist fight before.
no, I would.
You've never had you've never gone to blows with somebody.
No, like as a kid, Trez and I used to fight, but it was like we would like scratch each other or slap each other.
Like a little skirmish.
Yeah, it was never like we were punching each other in the face. Also, you never punched in the face. Like if you did that, like that would like you
Okay,
just didn't do that.
yeah, siblings don't do that. I guess Ryan and Joel really didn't do that either. They would like always punch in the
Yeah.
stomach or like
But it mainly like Trez and I just like would claw at each other.
claw really hard. Like,
Yeah, it'd be like you just throw your arms, like, and if it blew and landed a blow on them, then it would.
Do you have a distinct memory of a best fight? Have you ever seen your siblings fight? Who's the worst sibling fight you've witnessed? It doesn't have to be your siblings.
No, I don't think I've really ever.
Have you ever witnessed a fight in general?
I think the only one I've ever seen was really like Tarsi and my dad. When Tarsi was like maybe 17, I think they punched each other in the face. Because I'm pretty
Damn.
sure yeah, because I think one of them got a big bruise on their face.
Jeez. Why were they fighting? Well,
I don't remember. It was like Tarsi was like 17, maybe. I think
that's
Tarsi was
that's
17.
a tender age.
or 16. He was somewhere around there. I don't know what they were fighting about.
Yeah, I guess I've seen
But I think
Tarsi
that was the
get in
only
some
one
brawls.
that I've ever seen.
Tarsi's a good brawler.
Yeah.
But didn't you say Tarsi used to cry a lot though when he got hit?
Oh, no, well, Tarsi, well, we were all homeschooled. So, like, Tarsi, we used to, this was back when, like, the little tiny cameras came
These
out.
are the homeschooling chronicles, by the way.
Yeah, and Tarsi, we used to have to, my mom would taught us catechism. And
It's catechism.
it's just like a
Like
religious,
kung fu?
no, it's a religious class. It's like, you learn
Oh, is it
about.
like a Catholic school, like what you'd have in Catholic school?
It's just like, I don't know, like, it's just like you get like this little religious book and you learn about like saints and like things about the church and like, I don't know, like history, like
I don't know if that's
history.
such a cool name, cataclysm.
I
Sounds
don't
like
know.
a good video game.
But Tarsi, we had like these these books and they were like red and white and black and Tarsi used to, I think we have videos of it, of my mom talk of him because Tarsi would be forced to like read, like he'd have to read it.
Hmm.
And Tarsi would like start reading the book, and then all of a sudden he would just start crying because he didn't want to read it. So like we also were so horrible and mean. We used to just every time he would do that, we would just start laughing, and then it would make it worse. So then Darcy would start reading it again, and then we would
So
laugh.
you guys would bully each other in homeschool. So you didn't need to go to school to
Yeah,
find a
well,
bully. So this is like Lord of the Flies, where it's
but
like
it's
somebody
also 'cause, like,
becomes a.
siblings kind of do that. Like you bully each other, not like maybe super mean, but it's like like you make fun
Were
of
you all in
each
the same?
other.
So in homeschool, like if you're all different ages, are you all in like are you all getting parented or teached in the same room or like?
No.
Yeah, because
Well,
if you're like 5 grades above the other one, like are you all taking cataclysm together?
no, it's like it's different. It's different. Like you get different books based on your level, like on your grade.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, yeah, because I was in way different stuff. Like Trez and Tarsi usually were, I think they were usually probably in the same stuff, or like, maybe Tarsi was slightly above her. I think they were probably in the same stuff. But like Sean and Dominic, I think either they were also really close in age. So I don't know if they were in different stuff or if they were slightly different too. But I was always different than them because it was, 5 year gap between Trez and I.
True.
But I mean, it'd be like we had a schoolroom, and then like we'd have co-ops. So I mean, it's pretty like independent learning. Like during the week, and then like you'd go to school or your class with your other teacher once or twice a week.
So it's co-op, like what's called the
Yeah.
co-op
Yeah.
program.
And then just during the week, it's pretty self.
Did you like being homeschooled? Like if you could go back, would you get homeschooled again?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it for the most part. I think the only thing that was hard was just like sports, because like when you're young, you can play on like rec leagues, but still like all
Yeah.
of them, everybody goes to public school, so you're not really in the cliques. Which when you're younger, it's not that bad, but like when you get older,
Yeah.
all the girls are really cliquey with their friends, and then like you play on. I don't think in high school you could play on the public school. You couldn't play on the public school teams, but you could play on like club ones, or high school I did private school because those were the only ones that were like welcoming to homeschoolers.
Welcoming to homeschoolers, yeah, letting you play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was also like some sports, depending on the sports or where you lived, like you would have like a homeschooling league that was with other homeschoolers, and you would usually play but you would just play private schools. You wouldn't play like public schools with those leagues.
All right, so you were homeschooled, and that was one of the things I thought was coolest about you. So you want to tell everybody where we met?
Jackson's at a bar.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we actually met like 9 months before that at a Halloween party.
Yeah, we did. I was Jon Snow from Game of Thrones because that's obviously who I relate to and look like the most. and yeah, so I barely remember seeing you there, but yeah.
You guys don't even.
I remember.
You're trying to like start forming my memories as your memories because
don't
I
even-
talk
yeah,
about
now I gotta
that,
take
and
it-
it's
Dude,
not
that's
you.
a good strategy. See this?
Ew, that's disgusting.
Dude, now we're picking toenails in front of each other. Keelan, don't pick your toenail.
My feet are covered and I have a blanket on.
They can't see it. Can't see it.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
You need to go throw that away right now. That's absolutely disgusting.
Stop.
That's so gross.
Where am I going to throw it?
In the trash can, you psycho.
I will throw it. I'll pocket it.
No, you won't, because I find your toenails all over the house
Dude,
on the floor.
stop embarrassing me.
I do, and they're huge.
Dude, I feel like it's like my mom embarrassing me on the pocket.
So nasty.
All right. So, I mean, let's go back to our romantic story. Sorry, guys. We this is period week, so this is a week of rest. Period week is a week we get to be friends and play in a non-sexual way and enjoy each other's company without our paws on each other. I like it for the most part, but you always try to break period week. As of recently, you try to get me to sail the Red River.
Hey, you just hate it so much.
I was just not a bloody guy. Never even had a bloody nose. Would never even had a blood. I don't bleed my own blood, and I wouldn't want to see anybody else's blood for that matter if I can avoid it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that ain't me, babe. What were we talking about?
About how we met at the Halloween party.
Yeah, I wonder if I can bring people. Like, are you gonna be able to handle the chaos of the flow? I feel like it's working a little bit.
Yeah.
Mixing it. But yeah, so we met at the Halloween party. I had these guys, I think, just start working for me, and I'd come over. I got invited to it last minute. I had no other plans. Just recently separated, and yeah, I was in a grumpy mood that night. And
He was absolutely
I was just.
so moody.
I think it's yeah.
He was so moody. I don't remember meeting him, and I wasn't even really drinking that
I
much.
think it's because we were separated, but I think like they were still like living here.
Yeah, I think.
So it was like a weird, very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, not cool. It was a couple.
Because I remember
like a week or two span.
meeting Josh. Josh was really nice and friendly.
Yeah, Josh was there, and Josh kept talking to me about some fucking hot girl that was there. He's like, she was so hot. She was the hottest fucking girl ever. Did you see Cruella DeVille, dude? Who was that? Did you see her eyes? I was like, no, I didn't fucking see her eyes, dude. Like, she looked good, man.
I saw you across the room and was like, I hope I don't have to get stuck talking to him because he looks fucking miserable.
No, you didn't think that at all.
I literally did. I went to the other side.
I was like, who are these dumb bops, these dumb sluts in here?
Just like, you look miserable.
Yeah, I think you were the one. You actually looked miserable too, though. You were just sitting over there texting.
Oh, at that point I was, because I was just like, one, I'm not as drunk as everybody. I really wasn't drinking at that party. And I didn't know, and I really only knew Trez.
Yeah.
Well, and Trez's friend, and that was it. Like, I'd met everybody in passing.
Oh yeah, Trez was dating Armin.
Yeah, and Trez and Armin were like groping
Yeah,
the entire thing. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm just by myself.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember Therese came up to me and met me, and now like I've realized, yeah, like drunk Therese, like it's just like she is now. She's touchy, she's friendly. She came over, she said, "Hey, what's your like?" I blah blah blah. Goodness, I don't know. I think I met Therese that night too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was the first time I met Therese.
Because Trez's friend was just like, oh yeah, I don't know if they were engaged, her fiance or her boyfriend at the time, like, then was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend's husband or my boyfriend's boss is coming over, and like me in my head, I'm like, I think I had just turned 21 a couple months before, and I was just like, why the fuck is a 40 or a 50-year-old coming to a
not 40, not 50,
20-year-old
25
like
years old.
Halloween party? I was just like,
25.
that's kind of weird, but like whatever, not a big deal. Like I don't care. But I'm like, also that's weird. Why would he want to come? Like we're all like, in our 20s, early 20s, mid 20s. And so I like already had that in my mind, but I was like, whatever, like I don't care. And then he showed up with his friend Josh, and he was so grumpy. Turns out he wasn't 40 or 50. He was 20. I think you were 26. You had just turned 26 or 27.
I think I was 25 and a half.
No, because I was 21. You were 26. You had just turned 26.
Yeah, and I had respect. I wouldn't just.
Yeah, you had just turned 26.
You wouldn't catch me creeping on a 21-year-old dude. You're too young for me.
Yeah, just give it a couple more months.
Yeah, you're too young.
Literally give it, because I was still 21 when we met.
You're very mature for your age. And And yeah, so she walks into Jackson's. And
Yeah. So now fast forward I think it was 9 months later, or was it? I don't know. It was in June, like middle of June, we met again at Jackson's.
Yeah, I'm not clear on the whole thing. I just remember I was chilling there. I had smoked a little bit before, and went to the bar like alone, like I normally do. And it was football. I think basketball was
It was
on.
basketball.
I think basketball was ending, so I was watching that, and then you walked in, and it was
no, that's not
okay,
how it happened.
okay.
So again,
See, I have to forget.
Trez was out because Trez lived in Reston.
Yes,
and
yes.
Trez went out with her friend and with her boyfriend of the time, and you were out there, and they were all hanging out. And I had just gotten back from like clinic that day because I was still in dental hygiene school,
Mm-hmm.
and I still lived at home in Waterford, which it's like a 35-40 minute drive to Reston from there. And Trez FaceTimed me at like 8 or 9 at night, I think. I think it was, because it was late. Because it was like 8 or something. I think she FaceTimed at like 8. And I was like in my PJs, like I was exhausted. And she FaceTimed me, and I answered. And her friend are talking. And like they keep like Trez is like trying to get me to come out. And then I remember Alex in the back, like they put him on, and he was like, "Hi, you're so hot." And then
It's funny because you said that you didn't remember that, and all of a sudden you remembered that.
I played it like I didn't hear it because I was like, "Oh, I'm not giving into this. I'm not giving into this boy. I'll just act like what."
Mind you,
What'd
she's
you
at home with
say?
her. She's at home with her mommy and daddy.
I was. And then I was just like, get off the FaceTime after, like, Trez is like, "Oh, come out, come on, like, come out, I miss you, blah, blah," all of this stuff. And I, like, walk downstairs, and I'm, like, talking to my mom, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know, Trez just keeps trying to get me to go out. I just don't know if I want to." And my mom and dad are both like, "It's too late. You should stay home with us. Like, don't go out." And I looked at them, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to go jump in the shower real quick. I'm going out." And if they hadn't told me like that I should stay home, I probably would have stayed home.
No, literally.
But they were just like, "Oh no, like stay home with us. Like let's watch a movie together. Like let's hang out." And I was like, "You know what? Actually, I want to go out. I'm gonna go get ready,
you baby."
So I did. So I went and got ready really quick. And
Did you take an everything shower?
No, I jumped in the
Was
shower.
it were
so
everything
fast.
showers a thing? Or this forever?
I don't know. Like they were a thing, but I don't know
I think
if
now
like
they've
we
been
all.
labeled.
I don't think they were labeled yet.
Yeah, because they
It
definitely.
was more like, get ready for the D appointment kind of thing. It wasn't like an everything shower. Like,
Yeah, so no everything shower was had here, but it was a shower
It
nonetheless.
was just a quick shower, and then I got ready real quick and
I want to shower with you.
went out. And then I showed up at Jackson's and saw him, and then
Did I creep on you?
no, you were pretty good. I remember making fun of you though because you had these horrible white shoes on. They were so big and
Well, because I had no style. I didn't
And,
know what
like-
shoes that all the guys wore in movies and stuff, and then I find out it's like typically Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
and
it was like they weren't Air Force Ones.
They were
'cause he
not.
didn't buy
They were what I thought Air Force
I
Ones
bought
were.
him his first pair because he didn't have like white ones. And then, but I will say the only reason why, like I was just like, "Oh, I can get over your shoes," is because he had nice athletic shorts.
Oh,
on.
do you want to go to the mall
They were
today and
short
get some
ones.
new Air Force? We can go shoe shopping. We can go to Tyson's.
You still have like 2 new Air Force in
I
your
wanna go to- I
closet
wanna
that you don't wear.
But I want to go to the Tyson's and just get something.
We already spent so much money
Yeah.
for Sienna's birthday.
We're on
We
a new
can't.
billing cycle, the 13th.
Yeah, but last one was a big one.
I guess
so.
taking the kids there might be a bit of a nightmare too.
Yeah, I was not. No, we're not.
Yeah,
no.
we just did a big event
No.
yesterday.
No, thank
All
you.
right, so
So
Yeah, I
he
didn't
was
creep
wearing
on you.
really nice, tight, short, little. I mean, they weren't like little, like they, like they were like they weren't down to past his knees and baggy. So like he was dressed really nice, which I was.
I think I had one pair of decent shorts.
Yeah, he did only have one nice pair of shorts, I will say. But I remember like
I think it's because I had to start dating again. So I was like 6 months into dating. So I was like finally like I felt like I was hitting my stride out there. I was like in peak performance.
Yeah, just absolute
I was-
atrocious shoes.
Yeah, I was in Arlington a lot, for like, I felt like young again. So I realized I can't be wearing baggy shorts to Clarendon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I had my style. I was starting to get a whiff of style when you scooped me up.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, then so I see him and I see Trez and her friend and everything and her boyfriend. And so like I'm talking to them and then they kind of just like leave me with Alex. And I'm like, okay, what is this? And then we're talking and like they're like beat bopping around the bar or like I don't even know. Like Trez was with her boyfriend. I think her friend was like all over the place. So I was just like, okay. I was like, this seems like a setup. Like, did I just get set up on a date? I was just like, I didn't want that. Like,
I didn't want to date either.
I was just like, I was like just chilling, And so we ended up just talking and like we had a good time.
A good time, dude.
It was a good time.
We had a great time. I still remember the feeling of your like butt in my hands, like out by the car. Yeah. So
yeah, when you were like, "Wow, what a nice little butt."
Spoiler alert: we do make out at the end of the night, and
yes, we did.
All right. Did we do it on the first time meeting each other?
What? No.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
That was really inappropriate.
That was really inappropriate. Yeah, sorry about.
But we did not. It took us a while.
We did not. We almost did. We almost had you back at the hot tub. We're both like, hey, maybe we should just not do that on the first time. I actually liked her, so I was like, part of me did want to get her back to the house, but the other part of me was like, no, I want to see her again, and I can't go fuck this up. So I got to do this proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in. You were so hot. Like I still remember the way you smell. I remember your hair.
Dude,
like,
I remember like going.
I remember nothing.
No, I remember the way that my hair smelled because I remember being so self-conscious. Even though I took a shower, I had used like maybe that week before. I used this one hot tool, like styling tool on it, and it's like a crimper, and after you used it, it always made your hair smell so funny, like just like burnt and like something else. Even though like you would put like, heat protectant and everything on your hair. Like it always made your hair smell so funny for like weeks. And I remember like it smelled like that. And I was just like so self-conscious of it. And I was just like, my hair just smells so funny.
Yeah. That was, but that's the only, I always see you in my head walking through that gate at Jackson's and your hair was just flowing, but you look like an elf from Lord of the Rings. You just look like one of those undying creatures. I was like, wow, you're perfect. It was. I was like, all this for me.
Oh my god.
No, when you walked in, I was just like, damn, play it cool. I'm like, when you appear like that, when a hot girl's there, I'm like, we've been dating for 6 months, so I was ready to go. I was ready to like. I knew the only way I could get a fish like you was just to not flirt with you heavily, not go in on you crazy. Like I had to kind of like just be in your space, but not talk to you. Like,
yeah, and let's be honest, that's the reason why
I had to like be completely okay with not talking to you and like turning and talking to like, Therese or Clarissa or somebody else and being like, okay, I'm just gonna beat bop around. And then I would like walk away to see if you would still come follow me or hang out, and you would. Dude.
I didn't follow you, but I would leave it open for you to come back.
Dude, do you remember dating like how nervous that is?
Yeah.
It's so nice. Like you'd go to the bathroom or I'd go to the bathroom and you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe she's going to be talking to another guy when I get back. Maybe somebody else are going to be there and like that's going to be it.
I was not.
But it's just like, people, I think definitely people did come up and hit on you there or talk to you a couple different times. But like, you and I are pretty much locked in conversation from there.
Yeah.
We were like soulmates kind of. Do you think we was like soulmates?
I just remember being like, wow, he's really funny and cute, but like he's really high. And I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I was
just like you.
I was dealing with a lot of pain in my life, dude. I didn't have my daughter anymore, so I started smoking a lot and relaxing and yeah, social smoking was so nice because I would that was like my big adventure. I would like force myself to do it and then go just sit at a bar and like watching everybody go by and like slow. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice. And also too, it's like I didn't have to. I could just be myself, and that's always how it happens. Like as soon as you start being yourself, and somebody's like, "I'm gonna come scoop you up."
Yeah.
There I was to scoop you up.
I
Yeah, she was. She had some boyfriend at the time.
We were never dating.
Yeah, I think
I was talking to people.
you were talking to somebody who was in Italy, and I was like, "Oh,
Well,
they're
he did. Yeah, no,
yeah,
he did go to. Well, he went to Italy for like a month. Or
yeah."
so. I
So
don't
news,
know.
hey, guys.
But we were never exclusive. It was just casually. Like,
Yeah, if you ever go across abroad or cross country and you're talking to a girl or dating somebody, just don't do that. It's like, I would never like leave you for months on end and talk.
But I think like at that point it was just like that was when I was dating.
Yeah.
Like I had finally gotten out of a
Okay, so you were in a relationship before
almost
that
3.
too.
Yeah. Well, I got out of it like a year. Like I think when I met you, I had been out of it for a year.
Okay, so yeah, so we're roughly the same kind of
Or
the same
a
time
little
happening.
over a year or something.
Were you ready
like
to
that.
date again? Were you open to the idea of dating when we met?
Well, yeah, that was like I had been like going on dates and talking to people and just like kind of seeing like what's like what I wanted, what I didn't want, kind of thing. So, yeah, like I was open to it, but I wasn't looking.
Yeah, no, I
It
feel
was
that.
more like I was in school.
I feel like that's definitely the
Like
best time.
I was enjoying being single and not having anyone control me.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Hey, squeeze me.
Yeah.
Right back at you. Right back at you. But I like being controlled by you. I guess if anybody's gonna do it, might as well be
Yeah.
you. Might
know.
as well be you. Me and you in this together. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is awful.
Oh my
Somebody's gotta
God.
save her. Save them." Yeah,
I wasn't saying you're controlling me.
I know you
That's
weren't.
all-
I
that's
know you
all
weren't.
I
That's
was
not what you meant.
saying.
So it wasn't me that was doing that, I guess. Yeah. Watch my headphones below your feet,
Is that what
please.
that was?
Yeah.
That's my bad.
But yeah, so after that, I think you really got my attention when you started playing with my nipples.
I did.
Because nobody does that. Like, after meeting somebody for
They
2
were
seconds.
listen. You were a little slut. They were poking.
Whoa,
at your shirt.
whoa.
And I
Wow.
I did. I had that liquid courage.
The
and
liquid courage, dude.
I mean, a nipple's a nipple.
A
Come
nipple
on.
is not a nipple. A mouth is a mouth.
That's inappropriate, and that is not true.
A mouth is a mouth, but
That
never
is
let
not
them
true.
fuck you in the ass. That's how you
That
get
is-
sick.
Ew, stop it. That's too far.
Yeah, too far.
But yeah, had to give it a little pinch.
Yeah, so
It was over the shirt. Don't worry. We were in public.
so I definitely I don't know if you guys do this in the dating world. I don't know. Do you think we have people who are single who listen to this podcast, or is it all couples?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. But what's your? Do you always like on the first time meeting somebody? Do you like to make the first move, or do you want them to make the first move?
Are you asking me?
Who else would I be asking?
I don't know.
Who
I
the
thought
fuck
you-
else would I be
No, I thought you
asking?
were
There's nobody
asking-
else in this room.
I thought you were asking like your listener.
No, what they can't answer.
I always like it when somebody else makes the first move because I don't want to be like the aggressor. Also, like I don't want to misread the situation and like everything. So like I personally like it when like
I looked at the movie theater bar.
like the guy makes the first move.
Yeah,
I don't mind like giving him hints or like, making sure he knows that like I'm open to it.
yeah. So you
With,
guys do that.
Like,
That's-
like flirting with him or like being very.
Is it the eyes? Do you like all in the eyes? Would you say?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit, but also like just like casual like flirting, like touches.
Like if you had to give
or,
advice to
like,
a single
you
listener
know.
who's out of touch with dating.
I mean, I think it's just like be engaged to like what they're saying, like
Yeah.
make eye contact, like like kind of show them, like make sure that they're aware that you're interested.
If the guy doesn't kiss you on the first meeting or date, is that a bad thing? Did they lose a significant amount of points and chances at that point? Is there a ticking clock of time when you either become friends or kiss?
I don't know. I think like
Like if we had met at that bar and I didn't kiss you, and I just got your number,
I would have been fine if you had just gotten my number.
that would have led
then
to
I
a
would have
date.
been, I would have been
Okay.
fine with that. And then if you had like followed up with a text, like either like,
But I could have also if you don't kiss, you could really fuck up those texts. Like, I feel like a lot
I
of
don't
people
know. Like,
aren't
I
good
think
at
it
texting.
depends. If like both people are open to the kiss on the first meeting or first date, then yes. But like also like it not like an aggressive kiss make out thing. Like just it could just be like a little subtle thing, or like if it's like mutual. But like if it's where it's like you're so like everybody's so like if there's like you're drinking and that's how you meet and like like you guys are like so blackout and it happens, and like I don't personally like that, but I feel like for us like that happened like it was natural.
True. I always felt like if you didn't kiss somebody, like I feel like your chances go down the longer you wait to do it.
I guess that's true, because when I was dating, like if the guy didn't kiss me, then like I was kind of like, I'm not really interested. Like but it wasn't mutual.
Yeah.
So like that's also a thing. It's like it wasn't mutual. Like there was no like sparks. Like it was like, oh yeah, it was nice talking, but it wasn't like there was anything besides for just like, okay.
Yeah. I think there's a point, like probably really younger, like where I couldn't like, I just couldn't make that first move. And then it would be, I'd still have those feelings for the person where I'd want to, but like since I wouldn't do anything about it, like didn't try to do the kiss, like it would never happen. This played me for years. I couldn't do it. I was such a nervous first kisser, like I could never do it. Probably
because when you first had your first kiss, you kissed their chin.
Yeah, I
completely missed.
Yeah, like I would get. I hyped. I mean, I you know me. I hyped everything up in my head, so it's like
made it a bigger deal, but it
made it a big. It had to be the best kiss, the best first kiss, and then it'd be so like it'd be fine. Never underwhelming when it happened. Yeah, that was like I was in high school. I didn't make out with this girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's yeah, that was, I remember it plagued me to this day. It was like, got a girlfriend. I was like, all right, this girl's hot. Like, let's do it. Let's make out. And then it was like, I remember she came in with all this tongue.
Oh, God.
And I'm looking at her tongue and I'm like, fuck. And then I don't know what happened. We were like in a pool, hanging onto the railing, like in the water. And like,
Wow,
I just
so
remember how I like
romantic.
either like hugged her or like kissed her on the cheek or something
Oh,
instead.
gosh.
Yeah, and then like the next like week, she broke up with me and started dating like one of my friends.
Oh, wow.
I think she started dating Ryan.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
but that's the drawback of if you don't get that kiss out right away. So when I saw you, I decided I was going to kiss you within. Caitlin, I decided I was going to kiss you within 10 minutes of meeting you.
Really?
I was like, well, this night ends one of two ways. Me,
Because I was just like, oh, he's cute and funny, but I was just like, no, I am not on a date.
Yeah,
I am
no.
not dating. I am seeing.
There was
what's
like
out
I
there.
think I'd made up my mind. I was like, there's no way I'm not leaving this bar without this girl, like particularly. And and I think more in the spirit of your heart and soul, when I started talking to you, I realized that there was just nobody. I still haven't met anybody like you. There was nobody with your kind of uniqueness and your little stories. And I was like, what movies do you like to watch? And you're like, I don't watch movies. And it wasn't even like pretentious way. It was more in like you didn't know. You're
Well,
like,
because we didn't have like on demand.
but you didn't have a country accent either, so you weren't like
stuff.
you have like a very slick, like not city girl, but like not even LA accent or California, but definitely I feel like you talk more like just super cool and like surfer girl like vibes. But like
I definitely do not.
yeah, you're not like Maloha brother, but you're just like you had a cool voice. That was one thing I remembered about you. I loved your little high pitched voice.
Oh my god.
It was so ladylike and feminine. It was just the hottest thing ever to me. It was a little
Gosh, I hate it.
the little high pitched
It's too
voice.
high.
It is really high. It's like
It's
I
really
can't hear
high.
you. That's how high it is. Like I have a hard time hearing that last tone sometimes around the house.
A little bit dash.
No, but when you talk like it's hard, but I liked it. And so, God, we're getting this. This is a long story of just meeting each other. We keep tangenting off. I want to talk about all of it, dude. I want to
Yeah.
relive it. Now I'm falling in love with you again, and during this podcast,
I love you.
I love you. Ick, ick. You're making me sick. That was disgusting. DeChambeau. Ooh, and missed it for the leader. The end of the Masters is on right now. We're watching that. But yeah, I knew I was going to kiss you right away. I just didn't know how it was going to happen, how I would have to play this. But no, I just wanted to. I had to listen attentively, after smoking a joint before I got there, you know, and you're telling me about like how you keep bees and you're a country girl without an accent, which I thought was cool. And you had the hottest little booty. You had the cutest little. I don't know. You were just fit. You just had this strong little body.
I was so tiny. I was very skinny at that time.
Yeah. So we're talking, and you're not telling me like you're just like I don't watch a lot of TV. I read. And then I was like, okay, well, what high school do you? I'm like totally used to meeting these girls out there that are just like your typical like high school girl, college girl, or like, you know, somebody who's got like fucking like these sorority girls, like, or like these people with like a lot of that travel in packs and cliques, and like they all like the same thing, but you were so unique. I think I was like, what girl would fucking tell me they read at a bar? Like usually they'd be like, oh yeah, love, Too Hot to Handle, or like whatever the shows are. So we couldn't talk about any of that. So most of my knowledge, I asked her if think I asked you if you like Lord of the Rings. Probably. Did you like Lord of the Rings movies? Do you want to watch one with me?
You think maybe you want to watch one?
Would you want to watch Hello Princess?
Maybe you like come over to my house and like maybe have a little cuddle and a little watch.
A little just suck it for a second. Just for 1 second. Can you just 1 second, please? No, we didn't get there right away, but it did happen. Did happen eventually. But yeah, so we listened to each other talk. We flirted. At one point, you were under my shirt. You were feeling me up.
I was not.
You were feeling me up. You were getting drunk, and then at one point at the bar, like we were doing that whole like, yeah, you know, when you look and you're about to get that first kiss from somebody.
Yeah.
You're just talking about nothing. Yeah, I saw that, and then I don't know. I just grabbed you and kissed you, and it was just like a little peck. Maybe there might have been a slip of tongue. A slippage.
I don't recall that.
She doesn't remember that we were doing shots. Like she didn't remember this kiss. That was. I think it was like when the lights were coming. Like we were the bar was about to close. Like everyone was, oh man, we have to leave. And I was like, oh, can I get your number? Got the number, and then I went, you know. So
I didn't give you a fake.
You did not give me a fake,
I did
dude.
not.
Yeah, you didn't give me a fake. Do you do that? A lot of people give fakes. You give fake numbers.
Well, it's more just like you give like your ex's number to like somebody that
you give your ex's number. That's crazy.
Like, then they like blow.
That's
him
crazy.
up
I've
like,
never heard of
them.
that. Have you ever given your ex boyfriend or girlfriend's phone number out to somebody at a bar? That's wild. One, I wouldn't. I guess if you knew it, I wouldn't remember it. But that's pretty good, dude. He missed again. DeChambeau's getting rocked right now.
But you know, if like you're not interested in like that person, you're like, oh, here,
Yeah.
let me give you my number, and then like you put that number in.
I guess so. Well, that's why it's like you gotta fucking get the number and you gotta call it.
You gotta call it right there. I'm texting you right now. Did you get that? Did you get it? Did
Hey,
it pop
did
up?
you
Can
see
put that in? Say that.
Yeah. Oh shit. Did I forget the two? Like,
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
Oh, my phone's dead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I remember you were there, and then you know, you had I walked you back to your car, and then we made out, and that was super fun, and grabbed your little behind, your little booty meat. It was hot, dude.
I do remember that. I remember that kiss.
I wish I could go back and kiss that 21-year-old again.
Why you don't like kissing me anymore?
No, but like, what if we could time travel and make out with our former selves?
What?
What if we could time travel and make out with our former selves?
You want to make out with yourself?
Not myself. I'm not. That would be gay? First off, I'm against the gays, but I wouldn't do that. No, I want to make out with you again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to relive it.
And then I bring you back to older you, and that's a different.
Oh
that's a different. That's whoa, but that would be cool. We should make a movie about that, but like, or like pitch it to some porno agency.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we're thinking about getting into porn. We're definitely thinking about. I'm just kidding. We're not thinking about getting into porn. Everybody talks about doing it for a couple dollars, but I don't think anybody would want to see my hairy ass. It's like, who's this guy?
Who's that monkey?
There was like, can we get this guy off camera? What the fuck? It's just me and the entire frame. A little bit of your hair somewhere. A little bit of your forehead peeking out. But yeah, we have a kid, so obviously we have sex or had it once. We had it
Only
the
once.
We just like good Christians. We did it the once.
The one time.
The one time, and it was amazing.
It was
Immaculate.
amazing. And,
All right, but speaking of sex, so after that night, we went on our first date, and I think it was, again, this is the thing about dating too. I think you have a like 3 or 4 day window to confirm a date, like not just talk and beat around the bush. Like you need to confirm a date right away.
This is true. You did like pick that date like it was
Right off the
I think it
bat?
was like 3 days after we met.
Because then everything else you
bar.
don't need to talk as much. Like if I set
Yeah.
that date with you, like I don't need to fucking talk to you till that date because every word I utter could just fuck it up. So it's like we would
But
text.
I think you still did text me.
Yeah, we still did text, the daily updates. Oh, like how's being a hygienist? Like, oh, it was nice kissing
But I was
you the
like
other
really
night.
busy, so like I wasn't like really.
Yeah, because you were in school still.
Yeah, I
so
was
you
still
were
in
you were
school.
about to graduate from dental hygiene.
No, I still had a year left.
About to graduate from dental hygiene. I had no clue what it was. I thought she was just.
I had just finished my first year.
You
when we
think dental
met.
hygienists are the people that just hand the doctor like a scalpel or like pinch your gums? I didn't know that you guys made so much money. Like, you had gone to Nova or like, whatever community college, and I was kind of like, oh, like, I guess she's a receptionist or trying to be like some. I'm so was being so sexist. Like she's gonna go clean somebody's teeth. I didn't know that you guys make like fucking $60 an hour,
A
$64.
minimum, depending on the area.
Yeah, $60 an hour, like, especially in this area. Like that's insane for right out of college. And like,
And you don't have to have a bachelor's degree. I was talking to some little 21-year-old, and oh man, I think she was just young, and so she didn't realize she was being like borderline very offensive about a degree. And like, I think because I don't work as a dental hygienist right now, people probably think, oh, it's because she can't get a job. It's like, no, hygienists are so in high demand. You do not have to have a 4-year degree. Like I got my license, I passed my board exam, like I did work it. I think because like I was pregnant that whole
Yeah.
first year, now I have like almost like PTSD thinking about working again because I had morning sickness 24/7, and so I'd be like in the middle of cleaning
you were
somebody's
pregnant
teeth.
when you were a hygienist.
Yeah, when I graduated, like when I got my
We
first
haven't told
job.
them that yet, though. Let's get through school, babe.
Okay. Anyways,
When we met, you were going to hygiene school.
I was finishing up my first year.
Okay, you're finishing up your first year at the program,
Yeah.
and
This was during COVID too. So I was like, it was a hybrid schedule. So like we had all of my classes on Zoom. And then I had clinic in Springfield and in person.
like I would freaking go back and
And
tell
oh my
everybody
gosh,
to be
we
a
had to
freaking
wear
hygienist.
so much protective
Oh yeah,
gear.
COVID had started. Okay, so let's take everyone back to when Katie and I had met. Was COVID starting yet?
I think we were.
I think COVID had started.
We were
in COVID.
We were in COVID.
Like,
Everything was starting to open back up when we met.
because I had started my company before I met you, right?
Yeah,
So
when we met in June at the bar,
Yes.
that it had been open a
COVID
year.
started in May or April of that year because I remember it started a month
No,
after I
the
started my
year-
company.
the year before.
Yeah, the year before. I'm just trying to get the timeline. So yeah.
we
So
were.
I had started my
everything
business during
was
COVID.
Opening back up.
Okay, so yeah, so we were probably, it was like a great renaissance going back to bars, but sitting at
Yeah.
separate sections is kind of ending.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
things were
everything
back
was
to normal.
opening. Everything was starting to open back up.
God, that was crazy. Like, we need to do some COVID episodes of how things have changed because,
That was nuts. That was a crazy time.
yeah, because you went to like,
That was when I started traveling though, because everything was so cheap, and I was just like, after the initial like where you're worried, you're scared, like what does this mean? Like kind of wears off. You're like, oh wow, everything's so effing cheap. Let's go travel.
I didn't know it was
Let's
cheap to
go-
travel.
Yeah, plane tickets because nobody was traveling, so everything went down because they can't have high things when nobody's traveling. So we bought tickets and
True.
we went on. My sister and my mom and I went on trips.
Yeah, that was, I remember, yeah, we had bonded over, like when we first started talking, we talked about all the trips that you guys had taken. I liked how much traveling you did.
Yeah, we started going on trips, and that was fun.
Yeah,
Like,
COVID
when
was a crazy time.
Yeah.
That sucked, bro.
It was fun.
It was like, yeah, they would have signs like 3 people to a table or it's so stupid.
I know, because I remember when my mom and Trez and I went on our first girls trip. During that time, I had just started dental hygiene school, and I remember like having to like email them and ask permission to go. Like, hey, if I go out of state, like, am I gonna be able to return? And they were like, oh, we strongly just like like, discourage it and everything. And I was like, okay, cool.
Talk about how the world.
I'll be there attending via
COVID.
Zoom.
COVID brought out the annoying rule follower in everybody. Like
everybody was so annoying,
How-
literally. And then you would you
Yeah.
would start talking to somebody and they'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. This is such a scary time." And I'm like, "Dude, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, I mean, I remember like I remember. Yeah, it was really annoying. I think every bar manager like had to deal with it, and like it's just. And then the other half of people just completely use it as an excuse not to socialize with anybody or like ever go back to work. It was.
I know.
And we fell in love in these times. We found love after COVID.
Everything had started opening back up. Like everything.
Yeah, it was getting back.
It was a year.
But still, like, I don't even remember all that now. Like, I have to think hard to remember the COVID rules and stuff. Well,
I just remember because that was when I was in hygiene school, and we literally had so many protective things.
PPP gear.
Yeah, we had
PPE
we had
gear.
our scrubs already. Then we had to have a water resistant lab washable coat. Then we had a disposable coat on top of that. Then we had a N95 mask. Then we had a level 3 mask on top of that we would have to change out. Then we had, our loops. Then we had 2 hair bonnets. And then we had our shield, our face shield that we had to wear. And let me just tell you,
it's not protecting any disease either. It's
like running around, sweating their asses off. It was miserable. You could not breathe. You were so stressed out about school and having your patients and learning everything. It was so stressful.
And talk about this rebellion that we're seeing now. I mean, no wonder fucking Donald Trump is in office and all these people who didn't want to follow the rules. They kept UFC open. That was Donald's best friend, the Dana White guy. The only sport where they had crowds was UFC. And it's just if you think about it, it's just that's I think it had gotten so sensitive during that time where people were wear your mask or you don't care about me or other people. No. Your grandma will get COVID. And it was it brought out everyone's inner asshole. So it's if you had to pick a bone with somebody would do it in a way where they would pick at your mask. Or it was crazy. Everybody was being such a dictator about
Uber it. Unless you had masks.
Talk about guilt trips by strangers.
Restaurants, and then even shopping. You go grocery shopping and people would freak out if you didn't have a mask on.
Dude, so many people I'm not a violent person.
And it's just
but
you
people
realize
almost got slapped. I almost slapped the shit out of you sometimes.
Some
people.
Grade, everything goes through it.
That's the thing. It was I'm not a fucking biologist or scientist or.
So it's okay, just wear it to appease.
I
everybody.
just know that this world is so big. You're touching things in a grocery store, you're gonna get sick.
On the other side of that, you would have the assholes that were so against everything COVID, and that were the extremists against it.
That was me.
And they were posting things about it and being on the opposite side, being an asshole about it. And I'm just I don't
Yeah, it became kind of a liberal thing to wear a mask.
It was a liberal versus a Republican thing.
That's where it started. I think COVID started the Civil War almost in America.
It literally, because I would have my super right wing friends freaking out, posting all of this stuff about wearing masks
China's whole thing.
All of this stuff, and then you'd have not wearing a mask, and then you'd have all of the more liberal people being put it on, blah blah blah, all of this stuff, and it would start these social media fights, and it's oh my god,
yeah, Facebook must have been crazy around that time.
This is so ridiculous, so ridiculous. Wear it or don't wear it, but all
right, give me your best. Do you remember okay, so I feel the people that annoyed me the most were the ones that for years would hang up their mask on their mirror. What is that? What was that? That was a sign of solidarity or
No, I think it was just so then they would have it.
Yeah.
They would have it when they went out.
You'd see people driving in the mask. That was a pet peeve of mine.
That's ridiculous. But also during that time, if you were an Uber driver, a lot of Uber drivers made you have to wear your mask in the car. So then they would also have to wear a mask in the car.
Think about all the grandparents that probably
and then some of the Uber drivers had the plastic separating the back seat from the front seat.
And here's the other counter theory. It was like if you guys remember, it's protecting the old people. Like
Yeah.
this was an old people quote unquote thing that would like
Well,
most
no,
affect.
I understand. I'm like,
And
you
people were
know,
dying. I'm not
like
saying COVID. I believe
anything,
in COVID. People died. Like I'm not a
you know,
conspiracist.
it's like if you're immunocompromised or you're elderly or like, you know, you have some
You're
kind of
so
health
sexy when
condition,
you
like
say it.
obviously.
Can you say immunocompromised? Can you say that again? That was so sexy that you pulled that out of your.
Well, no, but I mean, like if you are
Say it
like
again.
immunocompromised,
Immunocompromised.
like
God damn.
I
Can you whisper
think.
that in my ear later? Can you call me, Daddy? Are you immunocompromised?
Stop.
Daddy's
But, like,
Daddy's looking a little
Oh
immunocompromised.
my God, Alex.
Isn't he?
But no, like I mean, like
Anya.
obviously. Stop.
Stop. She's about to walk off again if I interrupt her one more
I
fucking
am
time.
about to. No, but I mean, like, I get it. Like, if you are like anything, like even during like flu or cold season, like you know, you probably shouldn't be going out as much, or like, you know, like.
But ironically, like it killed I think COVID killed a lot of grandparents because they had to be isolated from their friends and families and they got scared.
Yeah.
So it's like at that age when you're like 80 or 90, like fear will kill you, you know? So it's like, I think that was kind of a crazy time. And it's like, they're saying, oh, you're going to kill the grandparents. But it's like, I think COVID times actually sped up the death and demise of my
I think
grandparents.
isolation is hard on a lot of people, especially like older people, like who can't see like can't go out because they're scared or they're gonna like get sick, and then also like you know them not being able to see their family, like that's hard.
It's hard. It's definitely hard on people. But yeah, so, you know, we made it through those times. We found love. We started the business. We went on our first date, Barcelona. You showed up. You didn't have a bra on. That was a lot of
Bras are overrated.
bras were over it after COVID. People were there were
It
no
was
bras
like
to be had
Free
anymore.
the nips.
Free the nips. I remember as she came
Okay.
in, her hair was pulled back. That's my favorite hairstyle too. The up down, half up, half
Yeah.
down. I love that.
Yeah.
And we just had a great time. We just talked for hours. We used to go to these restaurants and just put down bottles of wine.
Drink way too much.
Drink way too
Stay
much.
so late and talk.
We held hands from like the beginning. I remember.
did.
I remember that was our thing.
I remember it was also like it was really nice, I think, because like whenever you would get up and come kiss me, or like if I got up, you would stand up from the table and like kiss
God,
me.
dating was fun. With
And
you.
then like even when I came back, you would. Like it was really nice. It was like very different. Like nobody's ever done that. Like I've never dated or like, you know, gone out on a date and somebody's done that. Or like
dude, you just made my heart
wanted-
skip a beat, dude.
or
You
like
just made me-
wanted to like hold my hand
You just
or
gave
just
me a heart
like,
boner.
you know. So like it was like really nice.
Wow, do we love each other again?
I do love
I love you, princess.
you.
Wow, we're holding hands right now in like a cheerleader formation. It's stretched
know.
out like we're about to join the
Your hands are so
Avengers.
nice and warm. It feels so good.
Oh, but yeah, that was good, guys. I think this is a good practice episode to getting guests on. I think yeah, we definitely, the guests and I probably have to talk for like half an hour to start the episode. Like just sit here and just
Yeah.
start
I
shooting.
don't think you can like raw dog it.
You
with, like,
definitely
interview
cannot raw
questions,
dog
unless
it.
the questions are like very not personal,
Or even keep them in for still points. Like
Yeah.
have questions ready for when I feel like the conversation's
Yeah,
needing
well, I
a
think you can
spark.
ask something and then like really go off on talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has to be like broad enough. It can't just be like, "What's your deepest, darkest fears?
Yeah, because we just
What are you most insecure about? What? Tell me about your childhood
Yeah.
trauma." You know, like I feel like you can't do that because then everybody's gonna be like,
and that's kind of an
I'm not
art that
warmed
the big
up."
ones have, like the Alex Coopers and like it's like to get them to open up like that too. I think there's a lot of hype around the podcast, so they already know what they're going in for.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't think I'm an interview podcaster. Like, I don't think I'm going to be Call Her Daddy, like where it's maybe it'll get like that when I have, you know, more things. But I think we're more conversational. Like, let's talk
Yeah.
about a couple trends or like
Yeah,
memories.
well, I think like pick maybe like 3 things and like tell them like this is like what I'm thinking. Obviously, it doesn't have to be this,
Mhm.
but like pick 3 things, and then you just talk about them. with
Yeah,
them.
because I mean this whole episode we've already got 2 set points, like us meeting, COVID.
I know, and I feel like we could even go like
I could go for 2 or 3 hours.
We just touched the surface
We
of
just-
like
yeah, I
you
want to
know,
get further.
us. But,
We
I
just
mean,
become
it's just
best
so long.
friends.
We have so many.
Dude, you said
memories to
some
talk
nice
about.
shit about me on this. I'm gonna keep this forever now. Can we get on video, please, next time? Like,
If I
The
like,
video thing is the only.
but I'll have to like
I can't
dress
market audio as
up.
well.
I'll have to put makeup, do my
Yes.
hair.
All right, so guys, if you
Then I'll
like,
have to be like really worried about like the way I sit.
if
and
you
what
think
I
my
do
wife
when I
should come back,
talk.
let me know. If you don't want her back, just message me privately. I promise I won't share it with her.
He will share me, and I will be upset. And
I will be
bitter.
upset, and I
I
will
probably
never talk.
will cry, and then I will never talk to you again.
Yeah, no, we'll have you back on. But so going off like when we held hands a lot, that was a big part of me loving you and liking you. So at that point, so after Barcelona, here's my other thing. We're official at this point. You chose to go on a date. You chose to drink my wine. You drank our cheese. Like
I drank the
you
cheese.
drank the cheese, different kind of cheese.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I think once you round the bases and like, I guess we hadn't had sex yet at that point.
No.
But that does come up. Did that happen? Did we do it that night?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm a gentleman. Yeah, I think the first date is strictly for dry humping and like, really getting into one's soul. Like, so we did that.
Really setting it.
Yeah, really setting it. Like, wet my panties, dude. I'm like, I've got like a soggy crotch probably by the end of the night.
That sounds so gross.
I'm just
Please
creepily
never
walking
say
it.
that again.
Yeah, I think so. You stayed over till like 4 a.m. though, and then I drove you
Yeah.
back to your car. Like,
And then I drove home.
Yeah.
And then
should not have been driving.
Oh my god,
probably.
no.
None of
But
us should have been
I
driving.
drove home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to get up at 6 and go to clinic that day. And let me
Yeah.
just tell you, I was so violently hungover and probably still a little bit drunk in school. And that was when I got my first U. And with my patient, that just means unsatisfactory. And so I had to write
Dude,
a
if
paper.
this was a movie about your life, the
I had to write a
episode would end
paper
there.
and like submit it to the instructor that gave it to me about why I got that U and what I could have done better and how to not do it again. And I literally just wanted to write one sentence and be like, well, to be honest, I was really hungover and I just didn't fucking care.
Dude, we
'cause I
could make
wanted to
we
die.
could make a really good episode or movie about us meeting, and like I feel like the episode would start at the Halloween party and go through like Jackson's and then go to Barcelona, and then at the end it just shows you, the teacher giving you that U. As like one, it foreshadows what's to come.
Oh, God.
It's like
Yeah, after I met you, I stopped caring about my grades, and I was like, you know what, bare minimum gets like
It was-
okay.
it was very
I can
much-
still live. I don't need.
it was
straight
very
A's.
much Bella meets Edward Cullen, dude. It was very Twilight, dude. I was the love of your life like that.
Yeah.
You were addicted to me. Then I had to leave you. No,
little bad boy.
it was not. I was such a such a bad.
You were like
boy.
such a like pretend bad boy. Like you thought you were such a bad boy and so cool. I mean,
I'd
you were
never been.
cool.
I'd never been a bad boy. Now I was a bad boy. I just
You were
joined the bad boys society.
You thought you were.
I
it was
am.
funny because like it was just like, oh, you're just like goofy and hot, but like
I was a bad boy during COVID. I was getting kicked out of bars. Like I used to light napkins on fire towards the end, and like
Yeah.
I was watching Peaky Blinders, so that he did it on Peaky Blinders. He'd light the napkin on fire, then he'd flip the cup over.
But you probably did it because you're just like, haha, this is so fucking funny.
Yeah, and I didn't do. Yeah, so I got banned from Jackson's for a while. I got banned from a couple establishments, but I got my way back in. So I'm talking to Neil and Steve from Jackson's, and they want to come on the podcast.
That'd be funny.
They both have agreed to it on like the Tuesdays I go out or whatever. Some of the nights they're like, hey, like we'll go on. So I'd like to have that. I'm really fascinated with the COVID times. I'm a historian, so like
Love
how
the history.
COVID. I mean, because now we're at a 5-year point where it's like how much has changed in these 5 years. It's a good review back for show. But yeah, I was in love with you from the second I met you, probably.
Yeah, well, and if we don't say this, Trez will be bad. But shout out Trez for
Yeah,
hooking us up.
Thanks, Therese. Yeah.
Thank you.
Therese-
You're the best.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like my mom had met Therese that night, and Wayne and her were out at Jackson's getting drinks, and like I met them, and they had drinks with me, her and Clarissa or whatever, and they're like, "Can you find my boy a nice man?"
A nice man?
Can you find my boy a nice woman? Like she needs a nice girl. Like find a good girl. And Teresa's like, I know someone. Let me call my sister.
Yeah, I think that was probably
Yeah.
why she FaceTimed me.
Yeah. So
and
like
had me
later,
out.
So I think Teresa's wheels were spinning, trying to figure out who it could be. And
I will say now, like looking back, like Trez had, I think, after like those from when I met you in October for the Halloween party to June, she had showed me your Instagram multiple times and being like, this is like, so and so, like, I think you would really like him. Because I think that she had seen you or like.
So she had been subconsciously priming your brain.
She had, because I remember like seeing
had
your
no
Instagram,
choice.
but I was just like, oh, I don't know, like I'm not
from day
looking
one.
for anything. So I'm like, oh, like that just, like I'm just not looking for anything. Like I'm doing my own thing. I'm
Dude,
staying
whenever
in my
you're not
lane.
looking, dude, is when you get hemmed up, dude. That's when they come for you.
Yeah. So like it was like for months. Because then I also remember like when I was, like it might have actually even been before.
Sorry, big
before I met you on Halloween, that like I knew.
Do you think
you.
we met? Do you think if we met in every generation that we'd get together? Like if we met in like the Roaring 20s or like I feel like I don't know where I'm going with this question.
No, because you would have been rich and I would have been a fucking scullery maid. Like
I would have.
No,
I would have tussled with the scullery maid.
Are you kidding me? We would have been. We would
Yeah,
like it would not have worked because
like
the social
Bridgerton.
classes
You're thinking
were.
of like Bridgerton.
The social classes are.
My mother's like, you will not be with that girl.
I would be fucking like cleaning, like scrubbing your house. I would be like,
dude, you'd be a hot fucking little servant
and
girl,
you'd be
dude.
a little fucking.
I would fuck you.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I mean,
no, but we would not have because I would have been low of the low, and you are like.
No, I would have probably like back then, like one night coming home from like the boys, hanging out with the boys or something.
Oh my gosh.
You probably would have been there.
I'm going to a brothel.
Yeah, and we probably would have like smoked some like a cig outside or something together.
We would have smoked a cig. What am I? Am I outside the
No,
brothel?
I hung with the servants. I hung with the servants a lot though. I wasn't. I hung with the servants. I wasn't comfortable with the bourgeois.
But maybe I would have been like a servant because I'm like, we weren't that.
Yeah, I don't think.
But we were like, we definitely not anywhere near like where
you were. Like, yeah, you were the farmer's daughter though. You were like,
yeah, probably more like we would have been a farmer.
Yeah, there was like you guys.
So yeah, we
you
never
didn't
would
need
have
anybody. Farmers didn't need anybody.
Some city rich boy.
Farmers didn't need anybody. They just weren't in a castle per se. They owned their own land.
You would have been like some manor.
Yeah. Wait, what's that show that you like? Poldark. Would have been like, I'm washing your hair. I'm scrubbing your hair. I'm like, what is he saying? I need to get the fleas off you. Dude.
Getting the fleas or something.
Yeah. So, but no, back then I didn't hang out with like the rich people. I like to hang out and play like dice with the people in the back. And
I like how you know this and you
I'm just telling you who I was. And I was a fantastic warrior, probably. Yeah. A war hero from England. Or Scotland. No, I guess my descent was more Scottish. So, yeah, my lineage, as you can see, I own land in Scotland. That's my family crest.
I see.
But yeah, so yeah, I think we would have been good friends back then.
Good friends.
What if we were back in like, I guess, older times than that?
No, like we would not have overlap.
So if we were caveman, I would definitely feel like I'd like find you.
Who? Me.
Me want. Me take.
You mine. Mine.
That's how we are basically, right? Mine, come here. No, woman, no one, come here.
Come now.
Come no, man, stupid. Me no like man. Me find new man. Like, no, you don't find new man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I wonder what our future is gonna hold. I'm really excited. Yeah, you want another baby?
Another bean.
Oh, I guess I could do another. We need to get richer though. Like I need more money. I need more success. Like I feel like this house isn't big enough for more kids.
What?
I feel like this house isn't big enough. We're gonna have to add another wing that's just adults only. Does this new kid come with a babysitter? Because our babysitter is like, who knows what her future. She's going to be a fucking doctor someday. Every time I text our babysitter recently, it's, I'm busy this, or I'm working this, or I need.
That's good. She should be. Because when she's not busy working,
she is busy, dude. I want to hang out with Corey, dude. She never let me be friends with Corey. I don't know where Corey is. I don't know how to get in touch with Corey.
His birthday. She posted.
Yeah, so maybe I'll shoot Corey a text, dude. I like Corey. He's a good dude.
Yeah, why don't you get them on the podcast?
Dude, they could be on the podcast. We should do it like, what would be a good one? A Sisters and Brothers podcast. That could be like our niche because we have a lot of we're friends with a lot of people who are like one of two or like one of five, you know, and they still are best friends. I think that'd be pretty unique. Like we've got like, you know, Ryan and Joel, like Gabby and Allie. We've got you and Therese, or Caroline and the Patricus girl, or my mom and Meg, or Shalina and her. We could do a whole siblings thing. My dad and his brother.
Oh my gosh, that would be so.
My dad and his brother are a good one. He's like, why do you like Trump so much? He's like, Trump is the best. I love Trump. I love him.
That would be so funny.
Dude, oh my God. The last time my uncle was here, and this is not a story for another night, but he's here playing pool. Oh my God, yeah.
The cops show up.
I get arrested on a
and
Sunday.
take Alex away.
Yeah, and for like this thing, I was being accused of like I thought the court thing had been over. I'd already gotten charged with a DUI, and you know, had gotten like, you know, they're like, okay, well, it's that, you know, it's this is not real, like, so you'll be fine. And then the officer, he lost the first case. The cop loses the first case, comes back, and I have to appear for the second one. I guess I had to find like a new charges. So yeah, that was the last time my uncle stayed with us. And hadn't stayed with us in a long time before then.
I was like 6 months pregnant.
Yeah, well, that's how you knew you were dating the bad boy. Bad boys. What you gonna do? But yeah, so I mean, people Uber everywhere. There's one time.
We will share more stories. We will share more stories.
Can we not get your bad driving?
We don't need to put everything in it.
I was just always taught to like. So you never been in a bad? Had you ever been to jail or gotten in a bad accident?
No, I mean I've been into accidents. I've been into 2.
I grew up with parents though who like didn't drink and drive, but like they grew up. It was the 80s. They grew up in that generation where everybody fucking drank and drove and like. You know, did whatever. Like Wayne would have like fucking motorcycle races and stuff, and they'd all be drunk as shit. Like these are stories I grew up on from a young age. So like,
so you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
No, I mean,
too.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying like that's just like what like, you know, that's a common thing. And then people are like, no, dude, people don't get that. Like you don't get DUIs and shit. It doesn't happen. And it's like,
oh, people get them.
People get them.
People get them.
You know, and people get falsely accused all the time, like I was, and. We were. So that's there was one time I was going to see this girl on New Year's, and I was like in high school or 16 or so. How old was I? I didn't even make it out of my neighborhood though. I had a new pickup truck.
So stupid.
It was icy outside. I was like, I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and get a hot dog.
Wow, icy out.
It was icy out.
2 times being icy out.
Oh, this once, just the once. It was icy out, and I fishtailed and bam, slammed into a tree. And luckily I was still in my neighborhood, got out of the truck. Airbags had gone off. I assessed the situation. Nobody was around. And I was always taught from a young age, like, you run home, Alex. So I just started taking off. I just ran home. And you know, we got the truck the next day. Don't know. Somebody must have fucking took it and fucking slammed it into a tree.
So weird.
Yeah. So yeah. But that's never happened to you?
Nope.
Have you ever been in a vehicle accident, car accident, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, but it wasn't really like an accident. It was like one was when I lived in California with my brother and sister-in-law, and I got my sister-in-law's car.
You ever been in trouble with the cops? You've never been in trouble with the cops ever for underage drinking or shoplifting or grand larceny? Hijacking, domestic terrorism, violence.
No.
You ever stormed the Capitol on January 6th?
No.
Good. We should do an episode where we take polygraphs together. That'd be a funny one.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
But also probably would end up in a fight.
But yeah, I think this is a good place. How are you feeling? You want to?
I think this is
a good place to.
There's so many things that we could talk about. Like we gotta stop somewhere.
I think you're gonna be a reoccurring guest for sure. I was happy with you coming on the show. I was very grateful that you came in attendance with us, and I think I'm gonna stay. This is in season 1. You think just keep this in season 1, or is it start of season 2? The thing is, when I start season 2, I want videos. I want to be able to advertise it on camera.
This could be like a Like
Preseason,
a little
season 2 preview,
little preview to season 2.
season 2 practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little practice one.
Season 2 first time guest test run.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that. All
Let
right.
me know your thoughts.
Episode 21 will be first guest practice, open to feedback. Is it season 2? Are we calling it season 2?
I mean, like practice. Like practice is season 2. Like, how do you like this? Like, should it just be me for season 2, or should we do the interviews? I think people would like the interviews, though. I would like that.
All right, so we'll call it episode 21, season 2 preview.
Or practice run.
Practice run.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. So
Season 2 practice run.
yeah, I like that very much. But anything else you want to say to the viewers before we go off to get our baby? What are we doing the rest of the day?
Play outside with the kids.
Oh,
It's a nice day.
all right. God, good luck. We got this.
You're coming with me.
The house is clean. All right, let's go we got both kids, Avery and Sienna, are here. So we got Chatty Cathy on the one hand. We got freaking my abusive 2-year-old who just hits us. She's a sweet girl, but she's getting quite bossy recently.
She's just getting very, very bossy.
Very bossy. But that was the cutest thing when we wished her happy birthday yesterday. Oh, do you want to just sing her happy birthday one time to end the episode? Happy birthday. No, see, you can't get that
No.
level. No, it's okay.
I don't sing on podcasts.
Yeah,
Sorry.
She doesn't sing on
podcasts.
podcasts. Well, thank you guys for watching. That was Alex and Katie's first podcast together. She'll be a recurring guest. Unless you don't want her to, then let me know, and we will never have her on again. But thank you guys. God bless America. God bless our troops. Say bye, Katie. Say bye, Katie.
Bye.
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 Bye, princess.